I'm gonna finish. La la la,
wait till I get my money right.
Tupac told me back in the days, you know, you had to get your money right and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.
Hey guys, what's up? It is your girl Kelly back with you once again. Do you love the content? Are we loving the content flow? I'm feeling energized, guys. There's a lot going on. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, y'all. I would so love that for me and for you, and I would just greatly appreciate it, guys. I love to see new people. I love to hear new voices. So just do it. You know, if you've never hit the subscribe button on this channel, why would you not just try it, you know? Like, just try it, you know? Just do it. And if you're not new here, then thank you so much for coming back, and you already know what time it is. I appreciate you guys as always. So, y'all, why am I so energized tonight? Well, if you guys haven't been on the internet yet today, then you may have missed what was happening. And there was, you know, he was breaking the internet, as he usually does, you know. He's very good at doing that. He's, you know, one of the best, I would argue to say, and he was accompanied by some other great other internet breakers that are some of my other favorites. So we had the likes of Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, and then of course we had Ollie Alexander and Owen come in towards the end of this interview, but it was basically just a full Alex Jones show featuring simply Ye and Nick Fuentes. So I was living the entire day as soon as I found out that the interview was going to be airing on the Alex Jones show today. It was great. And it did not disappoint, y'all. So we're here to talk about that today. And if you like this video, please give it a like. And let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. There's a lot of opinions, guys. People have thoughts. People have lots of thoughts. I am people. So I also have thoughts. And I want to know what your thoughts are. So, guys, we're going to get into it. There's a lot of people that are very offended, you know, on Twitter. If you can believe that, they're offended on Twitter. I know, I couldn't believe it either. And then, of course, you know, people are seething. They're coping, but they're not coping very well. So we're going to get into a little bit of everything that Ye said. Obviously, we can't get into everything because he was on the Alex Jones show for 3 full hours. Wearing like a weird mask, hood thing, might I add. We didn't even see his face the entire time, which was disappointing because we love to see Ye's face, but he was making a fashion statement, I guess, you know. Whatever, let him do him. And Nick is also making a fashion statement. I need for him to like take off this hoodie. Like, you know, I love Nick. I love me some Nick. But you've been doing the blue hoodie one too many times, my guy. Like, what is up? So, Ye, please change this man into something else. And yeah, let's get into it, guys. So let me know in the comments, did y'all see this interview? Did y'all see this, any part of this? I was watching it live, and I was shocked. Like, I really was. Like, basically Alex Jones came and finished the job that Tim Pool was not qualified to do. And was anybody surprised by that? I mean, we know what kind of person, what kind of podcaster that Tim Pool is. I mean, he's a little cuckster. He's a beanie wearing freak. He's bald under the beanie, guys. He's bald. That's why he wears a beanie. So instead of getting like a more manly hat, he chooses a beanie. What does that say about him? I don't like it. I don't like it. No, thank you. So, guys, Alex Jones was able to finish the job and give Ye the platform that he needed to just go ahead and speak his mind. And boy, did he ever speak it, you know? And so there's going to be some spicy takes if you haven't seen any of this so far yet today. I don't know where you've been, but I mean, hey, maybe you have a regular life. You know, good for you. Love that. So that's what I'm doing here on this show. I don't really have a life. My life is like watching politics and playing with my wiener dogs and doing other things, you know, that sometimes I do. But that's neither here nor there. So let's get into some of the takes. I'm going to go right to the video, and this is going to be on band.video. Okay, so this is Alex Jones's site. If you don't know, And if you want to watch Alex Jones or any of the other shows that he broadcasts on band.video, then this is the website to go to. So this is the full interview. I'm going to be kind of skipping around. I have different like place markers that I want to hit, and we're going to just watch a few minutes of each clip, talk about it, and then I want to go to Twitter, of course, for the reaction. Still want to go. And I also want to add, Elon Musk, where the fuck are you with my account, sir? It's almost the end of the week. This was supposed to be the week of, like, retribution. This was supposed to be the week that we all got our Twitters back. Sir, time is ticking. What the hell? And, like, things keep happening on the internet, and I cannot comment on them. Like, I'm this close to just making me another Twitter because, like, I've been holding out hope that I was going to get my original Twitter back. But it's like things keep happening, and I cannot comment on Twitter. I cannot interact on Twitter because I'm just sitting over here in Twitter exile like a damn fool. So, what should I do? Like, should I just make another one? I don't even know. Let me know in the comments, please. So, let's get into the first clip, and I'm going to start right here. It might be a little choppy. Like, I tried to get the best timestamps that I could, but we might be starting at, like, in the middle of a sentence, or just bear with me, guys. So, let's start with this. Let's see what he had to say, okay? Because he had a lot. He had a lot.
And Alex, tweet from my account. You like that, Ari Emanuel?
I'm all about free speech. And the greatest threat is those that want to silence us. This is why it comes First Amendment. Yeah. Anybody trying to take your speech is the enemy.
Absolutely. Well, and it's, I do find it a little bit hypocritical that Elon Musk said that he was purchasing Twitter to create a free speech environment. He says that free speech is the thing that's going to save the West and our civilization. But yet he has taken exception to you, Alex, for some seemingly specific reason, maybe personal to him, but definitely not principled. So I think it's time that the people finally demand a real victory here. We've been at war, essentially, since Trump came down the golden escalator 7 years ago to put America first, to put Christ first, to free the internet and do these kinds of things. And here we are all this time later, and it seems like we've stagnated or in some ways maybe even taken a step back. So it's time that people demand we want Christ first, we want America first, we want Alex Jones back on Twitter. These are just and reasonable demands.
Well, I see it like this, and I want you to be able to elaborate on this, but I don't want Ye to get his run because he's got so much to say and he always gets cut off. But I'm going to try to shut up as much. But we can go 4 or 5 hours if you want, but the main show's actually 4 hours long. I was just hoping for 3. We'll do 4 hours if you guys are up for it. But here's what I'm saying.
I do want to say
I am a classical liberal at heart.
I do want to say I have never seen Alex Jones like more out of his element, and it was kind of funny, like because I love Alex Jones. Like I forget to mention him a lot because he is on his own platform, kind of like how Nick is, and so, but he's like one of my favorites of all time. Also, like right now, Ye is sitting with like 2 of my top favorite podcasters of all time, my favorite political commentators, and then we have Ye. So like these are 3 of my favorite people on earth, and so I'm living for this moment. But it is so funny, and people were like also mentioning this on Twitter, how it's funny to see like Alex Jones being like the sane one or being like the more centrist one of this group because he's sitting next to Ye and Nick Fuentes. So it's just kind of, it's a little bit keck, you know? It's like, it's just funny because normally Alex Jones is like the crazy one. He's the one that's like, turn the freaking frogs gate, all this shit, you know? So like, it's just great to see, a different side. And he's the one that's like trying to like rein Ye back in. And honestly, I would argue that Ye is the most like radical of like all of them. And everyone keeps saying that, like, he's just this crazy person, and people just don't get it. People don't get what Ye is trying to do, and you have to have a high IQ to honestly understand it, if I do say so myself, because if you think that he's just being, like, hateful or like, anti-Semitic for no reason, then, like, you're not getting it. You know, you're not getting the point. There's a thing that they're doing here, and, they have Laura Lumar on later, and I think she makes a great point that, like, it's like you got to push the envelope of free speech because they have restricted people so much that we're to the point where we're getting deplatformed. Like me, regular people, are getting deplatformed and censored, and that's ridiculous. Like, how did it become this far? So now we have to go even further, the other way back, and it takes someone who is strong and who is brave, like Ye, to put and stick his neck out there on the line for all of us. And so you have to, if you don't appreciate it, then like you're not really seeing the bigger picture. So let him finish. I think there's a little bit left of this clip.
All right, so I love everybody, and I judge people by what they do, not what color they are. And then I look at the things you've said, and some of them out of context I don't agree with. But compared to a liberal, a modern liberal saying white people are inherently evil and white people are bad because of their skin color, and then that's what the ADL and Southern Poverty Law Center and these leftist groups in Hollywood have pushed. So they're putting out something beyond even what Hitler said, but reversing it onto white people, and we're supposed to sit there and accept it. And then Ye comes out and says, hey, I see kind of a mafia running things, and then he's the devil. No, that's bullshit. Sorry.
All right, we're going to curse a little bit less on this subject.
Yes, Reverend. I'm going to try. I'll stop.
And the reason I wanted Nick, people have heard from Nick, but people haven't heard from Nick with Ye standing right next to him.
Let's go.
It's like that's the thing that the Zionists control, the 300 in control of the media, in control of the governments. They don't want us to connect to each other. Like my dad said, okay.
Let's go. I love that. And that, like, I know I expressed this in my video, my Nick Fuentes video, that, like, I was a little bit worried, and I still am, about Nick, because he is younger. And, I think that he is a little bit vulnerable, but, like, it's good to see. And I trust Ye. Like, I have trust in him. I think that, like, he's not just gonna, like, fuck Nick over. But I just, and I'm glad to see them, like, kind of have ditched Milo for this interview. Now, Ye did clarify that, like, he still is, he like, when they had Laura Loomer come on the phone, he was sticking up for Milo and saying, hey, don't speak bad on Milo, like, that's my boy, so, like, but I think if they get away from him a little bit more, then there's not as much interference, and they can kind of, because they balance each other out really well, I find. And so, like, I just don't want to see anything bad happen to any of these parties, because, like I said, I like and I have a lot of affection for all of these guys, and especially Ye and Nick, especially. So I just don't want to see anything bad transpire. So it's good to see, like, Ye sticking up for Nick and saying good things about him. I love to see that. So let's fast forward a little, and we'll play it from right about here. Is this right? Yeah. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure on
well, let me just get this out front. I believe in free speech, and that's why I want you to be here and be able to say whatever you want. I'm quite the historian from a lot of multifaceted views. So at a certain point, I'm going to give my nuanced views of this, because there are power structures, and there are mafias, and there are cliques, and there are groups, and there is certainly leftist Jews that call everybody Nazis they don't agree with. If you don't want open borders, or you don't want your guns taken, or you don't want to take a shot. The ADL had a meeting 2 weeks ago and said, Alex Jones is an agent of evil. He should be taken off the air. He's the devil because he doesn't want you to take 4 shots. And I'm like, what are you doing calling me anti-Semitic? I'm not against groups. I don't get into group politics.
Adam, sorry. I didn't mean to say that. Alex.
Yes, sir.
I've got the perfect answer for the ADL. They are going to have to listen up. What we did is we brought Netanyahu with us.
Yo. Oh my God.
I'm in the Twilight Zone right now.
When I tell y'all, I lost my shit. When I was watching this live, I was at work, mind you. I lost my shit when he brought these props out and said that they brought Netanyahu with him. And he was doing this the entire live stream. And I was living for it, honestly. People were, like, upset about this on Twitter. Like, I saw, like, a few, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. And it's like, can you people grow up? Can you people just literally grow? Like, back in the 90s or even the 80s, like, this would be no big deal. People making fun of each other like this, like, it's literally just a play on words of this man's name, and it's funny. It's actually funny. And I died laughing. I appreciated it. So, I mean, all you people that are upset and thinking that it's like something personal against Bibi Netanyahu, you know what? Well, at least I got to laugh at it. So, get over it, okay? And so, let's watch Ye, okay, with his props here. He brought props, guys. Love that.
Oh.
Netanyahu. What do you have to say?
Oh my God.
What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye. Okay. I had no idea your voice was going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
Alex didn't know what to do. Oh my God.
So you don't like Benjamin Netanyahu?
I just heard about this guy 2 weeks ago since like the tweet, and I thought he had a funny name. I heard he's like really into like, he's like a super killer. I could die for saying this. So in case this the last time you ever hear from me.
Well, look. I'm glad you guys are here, and we can sit here and upset. All I'm telling you is, did you guys realize that the British government created Hitler, and the Milner Group put him in power, and there's something much more sophisticated? And I personally think that most Jews are great people, and I understand there's a Jewish mafia, and they're used to demonize anybody that promotes freedom, but I don't blame Jews in general for that. And there is a much larger eugenics, transhumanist, scientific elite agenda that's playing off.
What about abortion? It's 50% of black deaths. There's over 50.
Hey, one of the papers I had, you're like, why is all? You're the director today. It's fine. The Margaret Sanger Rockefeller.
That was another thing. Ye made him, like, I don't know if you ever watch Alex Jones' show, but if you do, then you know that he normally has, like, articles and paperwork, like, all over the desk. Like, and he has this huge desk that he works in front of him, and so it's normally littered with, like, all kind of articles and things that he can reference while he's sitting there doing his show. And it's so funny to me because, like, Ye comes in, and he just, like, makes changes to people's, like, stuff. Like, he comes in, and he's going to do what he wants to do, and he's going to make you do what he wants you to do also. So he made Alex get rid of, like, all of his papers, all of his articles, and say that, like, it was too cluttered for him. So, like, I don't know, guys. I just don't know why I love it so much. I mean, like, maybe in person, it would be kind of annoying to have someone like that. But from afar, from a distance, watching it as an outside spectator, it just warms my heart. I don't know. I just love who Ye is as a person. I think that, people are making him out to be this, like, horrible, horrible person. I just don't see him like that. It's the same thing with Nick. like, people say so many bad things about Nick and Ye now, and it's like, I see it the complete opposite way. So I don't know if it's me or what, but, like, I'm living for the moment. So let's skip ahead a little bit more. We go to our next timestamp here. And I'm just kind of winging it here, guys. I don't know. I can barely see those freaking numbers. Okay. Here we go.
And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. I'm saying, like, it literally doesn't totally make sense to me. I'm following it. But I was just thinking about Satan, that whether it's the Zionists or Hitler, it's not the person, it's Satan using the people that
I agree with that.
Are controlled by demonic forces. But what I'm going to say is the Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world. Meanwhile, there's all of these things that are happening. Planned Parenthood is New World Order population eugenics that is happening to this date. I got some jokes here from Owen Benjamin that I want to read about Ben Shapiro.
Yes.
Hey, Candace Owens, unplug this robot before he runs his mouth. Ben Shapiro's cardio is picking up shackles. Shapiro can tell how much change is in your pocket just from hearing a jingle.
Oh my God.
Shapiro is just mad that Kyrie won't sign his basketball.
Oh my God.
Back to you, Alex.
Nick, you're sitting over there. You want to say something?
Yeah, well, I agree with Ye. I think that when you look...
And he went after Ben Shapiro a few times on this show, and I just want to say I'm here for it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the Ben Shapiro trolling, And I'm gonna get to him, and after we get to all the Ye clips and everything, that I'm just kind of like going over just a few things that he said. That, like, and this was one of, like, the spicier takes that everyone was all up in arms about, which I understand. I get it. Like, people were pissed that, like, he kept bringing up Hitler and how he liked Hitler, or he even said he loved Hitler and he loved the Nazis and stuff. Oops, sorry. And I get it. Like, I get the outrage over those statements, because we have been brainwashed to be, like, so out, like, have a visceral reaction whenever we hear the name Hitler, or whenever we hear the name Nazi. We've been, like, and I'm talking about everyone. Like, it's such a huge part of, like, American education. And this is kind of what we were talking about the other night in the Nick video. It's like, you gotta question why, to a certain extent, because there are so many other things going on in the world currently that, like, maybe are a little bit more important because they are currently going on. It's not to say that like the Holocaust and like what Hitler did is unimportant, but why is there such a huge obsession, and like even saying the name Hitler gets you this like reaction. So I think that's why he kept doing it, and he saw the reaction that like he was getting from Nick and Alex whenever he did take it there. So he kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Like towards the end of the interview, he was basically like, you know, writing love letters to Hitler, which, you know, whatever. Like, I don't love that. I don't love that he was doing that, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm so offended by it either, because I'm not, you know. It's like, it doesn't affect me personally. It's like, I don't have to agree or like be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's talk about how great Hitler was, because I don't necessarily think he was that great, you know. Like, he was a nationalist. That's about the only thing I can think of that, like, you know, might have been good about him, that he was a nationalist, that he cared about his country. You know, good for you. But that doesn't, you know, even come close to negating everything that he did. He was an evil person. I do believe that. But I just thought it was so funny because he is pushing the envelope and he's doing it to get the reaction that he's getting. And it's so funny because people just fall for the trap. And it's great. I mean, he's got pretty much the entire world playing in the palm of his hands, and he's unaffected by what people think. And God bless him for that. I mean, that takes a lot of balls, and it takes a lot of like inner strength, you know, because he could fold, he could bend under pressure, and he just hasn't yet. He might one day, but to me, he's you know, he's doing his thing, and you got to respect him for having his own opinion, and just kind of not letting all of these people who are like chattering about this affect what he's gonna do or say. So let me get to our next clip here. Oh wait, let me go back a little more. There we go. I think, yeah. Okay.
Greg Reese.
So let me know what y'all think in the comments, guys. Do y'all love it or do you hate it? Let me know. Let me know. Because this is something else. I mean, it's just, and I love.
It's almost like we got Ye here. The whole building's just crazy. Alex Jones here, back live with Ye. Nick Fuentes riding shotgun, and we're going to get Laura Loomer on the line. He didn't want to wear an earpiece. That's fine. We're going to call her on his phone in like 10 minutes or so. So we'll get to you, Laura. But he wants to get her on, so that's great. We'll get her on. Ye, let me bring up, since you guys want to get on this topic, the meeting with Trump. They're now using it against Trump. They're misrepresenting who Nick is, and I think that's fair to say. And they're lying about you, and they're trying to make it the new reason that DeSantis should be the 2024 front runner. And I like DeSantis in many ways, but I don't like who he's aligning with, all these big donors, and him playing along with this. It's very troubling. So tell us about the meeting and what really happened there.
Nick, you have the minutes on it.
That's right.
I love it.
So
it's
where to begin?
So
well, I want to set the record straight first of all, because there was a big piece in NBC the other day written by Mark Caputo with a lot of lies about the dinner. And I don't know if people were misquoted or if bad quotes were given, but people are being led to believe that this was somehow a setup or an ambush to make the president look bad. That's not true. Ye loves Trump. I love Trump. We came to the dinner to have a discussion with him and have a discussion with him about the 2024 race. Ye had a proposition for him. And so a lot of it was really put together in the last minute. I didn't even really know until I was at Mar-a-Lago whether or not we would be at the dinner. It was something that Ye and I discussed on the flight there and on the car ride over. So I just want to get that cleared up straight away because I think Ye and I both believe that Trump is a great option. It really just comes down to Trump and Ye for the most part.
But them trying to premeditatedly claim it was some secret meeting and he knew he was meeting with you, that's not true.
No, yeah, and it was surprising because we had this conversation the day before we flew out. We were in LA on that Monday, and I was told it may not even be possible for you to get into Mar-a-Lago. They said because there's so many people that will intercept you. There's a guest list and you have to be on it, and there's a security list and all these things. So I was told that I may not even be able to get through. Well, we pulled up to the club. They checked out Ye, they checked out Karen's ID and information. We drove up, we walked in, we sat down in the lobby. The president came out of the dining room, and that was that. He invited Ye to dinner, and I don't know if it was Ye or Trump, but one of them said, well, we want to bring Jamar, Karen, and Nick into the dining room. And so we came in, we sat down. Well, we took some pictures. Ye sort of lit up the whole room. Everybody wanted to get a picture with him. We sat down at the table. And I want to say initially it was a very pleasant dinner.
I love that we also got to see their dynamic a little bit better here because, like, that was one of the things I was kind of, like, waiting to see and that I was worried about because, like, I think that, you know, Ye is, like, he's like, larger than life. His, like, force field and his energy is so powerful. I mean, he is a genius. I truly believe that. I believe both of these men are geniuses in different ways. Ye is just, like, this creative, like, energetic, like, ball of like, creative and, like, all kinds of different other energy. And so I wasn't sure how it was going to work. And, like, Nick is also a big personality in his own right. And so I didn't want Nick to be, like, you know, basically put in a position where he is not respected to the level that he should be. But it seems like Ye is really, like, valuing him and knows and can see his worth, which I love. Like, I really do. Like I said, I feel like they have a really good balance and, like, they balance each other out really well. Even Ye was saying, he's like, I'm the battering ram of the movement. Like, I come in and I kind of, like, break down all the walls, and then I have these people, or I'm gathering these people around me, like Nick or like Ali Alexander, to come in afterwards and be, like, the brains behind everything, and, like, to provide the knowledge of what it is that they're trying to do. So I just wanted to say that, like, I love their little dynamic, and I feel like Nick is still able to get the shine that he deserves also. So
Trump gave kind of the standard black voter pitch. He talked about the HBCUs, the opportunity zones, things like that. And then it turned out that Ye had accidentally sent a text message to a lawyer that both Trump and Ye share, and forwarded him some intel that Karen gave to us about how we were going to handle the Trump meeting and how to read his body language and the kinds of things that maybe we should avoid or things we might want to say. And so before the dinner, Ye accidentally forwarded that to a lawyer who then in the middle of the dinner apparently called Trump to say, hey, Karen Giorno's involved. This is a setup. You guys are being set up right now. It was really just based on a misunderstanding. And after that call,
Well, who's this lawyer?
Do you mind if I say the name?
Yes.
It's, yes, you mind? Or?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's Nick Gravante. So he was texting me.
I don't mind any names. I think that's the general. Just let him finish the entire story.
So, because we pulled up in the car and Ye said, here, I'll forward you these notes. So he forwarded it to me and I said, hey, I didn't get the text. And we kind of brushed it off, and we found out later he meant to send it to Nicholas Fuentes. He sent it to Nicholas Gravante on accident. So the dinner was actually very pleasant. It was very friendly. Ye picked out a song to play. He put on Say You Will off of 808s. And then Trump said, oh, I don't know, let's put on one of your hits. So he put on Stronger. It was very congenial. Well, then in the middle of the dinner, Trump gets this call because Nick Gravante apparently sent the text to one of Trump's guys or somebody. Somebody called Trump and said Karen is giving Ye intel because Karen worked for Trump. She ran the state of Florida during the Republican primary in 2016. And so he got the heads up. They thought it was some big ambush. So he gets off the phone and the tone totally flipped. And he starts telling Ye these stories about how some of his black constituents had betrayed him. He told the story about how he got ASAP Rocky out of jail. He told the story about how he got the NBA basketball players out of the Chinese jail. And the moral of the story was, if you go against me, if you're disloyal to me, I'll crush you. That was kind of the subtext of the stories from Trump. He said that Kim Kardashian, he said some nasty things about her because she endorsed Joe Biden after Trump released, what is it, Alice
Johnson.
Alice Johnson from prison. He commuted her sentence and then gave her a pardon, so he felt betrayed by that. And then Ye made the proposition and said, hey, I'd like you to be my running mate in 2024. And Trump
I gave him the opportunity. I didn't say I would like him to. I said you have the opportunity.
Right, yes.
To be my running mate in 2024.
Yes.
Would he wear a mask as well, though?
I think it would look cool.
I do think it looks cool. So he sat back and folded his arms and he kind of smirked and he sort of dismissed it. But then he got a little bit heated and he said, "You can't win. You'll never win. Don't run. You can win at a lot of things, but you can't win at this." And then he turned to me and Karen and said, "You guys are smart. I know you work for him, but don't lie to him. Tell him he can't win." And, you know, I love Trump and I love Ye. And so I'm looking at Trump. And then I'm looking at Ye, and I'm looking at Trump, and Ye, he's telling me.
Oh, my God.
They say you're a white.
That is so great. I love that story, and I love the way that Nick told that. And that's so funny because that was the little nugget that Tim Pool was like so thirsty and like, jizzing in his pants to try to get out of these two. And that he just couldn't do it. He could not do it. And what else can you expect from a character like Tim Pool? But, Alex got it. He got the scoop, and we love to hear that. We love to hear a good Trump dinner story. Okay, so that was pretty awesome. Okay, so we'll get into the last few clips here, and then I want to go into Twitter, and I'm just going to show you guys a few things over there, and then we'll wrap it up. And definitely let me know what you guys are thinking so far, because I'm still over here kecking over this. This is still very, very funny stuff for me, because I don't even understand how this happened. Like I said, I feel like Christmas came early or something. I mean, it's a great, great gift. It's just beautiful things. Okay, so let's go to this clip here, and then
children. So much love and Jesus, God bless your family. I would prefer that person be not next to my children. Next person, next subject.
Balenciaga, though, you were going to, just overall, because obviously you were with a lot of fashion brands. Now all the stuff's come out. It's almost like they did this on purpose as a PR stunt.
I think so. I'm friends with the head designer, and I believe that it was a setup. I think it was a hit job. And now all of a sudden, everyone is so outraged and focused on Balenciaga, but then we're still aborting our kids. We're still fornicating. We're still killing each other. We're still listening to music that promotes that. But, we don't wear Balenciaga now. You shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, what are you doing? You're throwing stones. Oh my God. But our moral code, we just cheated on our wives. We just fornicated. We just had threesomes. We just bought some sex on Instagram. We just sold some sex. We use sex to sell a product, but we don't like Balenciaga. Shut up. Shut up. I'm throwing the tablets right now. Shut up. Instagram is about prostitution, and everyone involved in any version of the sex business is as bad as the pedophiles. So everyone shut up. Yeah.
Facts,
higher consciousness. And
I just want to I'm going to pause it just for a second. Those are facts. And I am guilty as charged of being outraged over Balenciaga, which I do think it's wrong. But he made a good point there, and I have to kind of rethink my position on it, because yes, it is still wrong what Balenciaga did so blatantly and so out in the open by doing that campaign and including those materials. But at the same time, it's like one of those situations where if you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw stones. And so yeah, we need to look more inwardly instead of looking at being outraged at all these things that are outside of our control and that are so far away from us, like Balenciaga. Who even what regular person even shops there? So instead of being so outraged about that, let's do something else that we do have control over to change the cultural narrative. Isn't that a better use of our time? I think so. I think that's a great point. So
into peace.
And I agree. We were given that birthright, and somehow it's been lost. I'm going to talk about that. And after you leave soon, we're going to have Owen and everybody else and myself stay here and continue on and take calls. And as long as you can stay, I know you got to go soon. So I wanted to bring in Owen Schroyer and Ali Alexander to help get you here.
This last clip, we're just going to hear Owen Schroyer comes in at the end. Owen and Ali come in at the end. And I just liked what Owen was saying, because he was kind of watching this whole interview as it was transpiring. And I'm sure it was on Twitter as the reactions were coming in live, and I just liked what he had to say. So let's listen to Owen, and then we'll go on over to Twitter.
But they're taking any questions they've got for Ye, because you guys have great questions, great comments. So Owen Schroyer and Ali Alexander.
I'll hold my questions for Ye later, because I kind of want to come in because we have a lot of eyes on this transmission right now, and there's a lot of people sharing their opinions on the internet with this right now. And so I kind of just want to You know, I just want to take a step back and just say, look, we're in a difficult realm with what we're doing here today, trying to balance fun and seriousness, because we are serious people. We have serious missions and goals, but we also want to have fun. We don't want to hate life. We want to enjoy life, and we want other people to enjoy life. And when I see the response on the internet from the haters and the people getting angry today, I'm just a little perturbed. Let Ye speak. Let the man speak. You may not agree with what he has to say, but why don't you want him to speak? I don't get it. Same thing with Alex Jones. Why don't you want Alex to speak? What is wrong with you? Why are you so angry? Why are you so serious all the time? If you don't like what they say, tune it out. But here's what gets me, Alex. This is what bothers me. It's bothered me with the attacks on you over the years. It bothers me with the attacks we see on Ye today. Whether you agree with everything he said or disagree with everything he said, let's get our priorities straight here, okay? If you're upset with what Kanye West has said today, let me remind you that Kanye West, excuse me, Ye. Yeah. Let me correct that. Ye. If you're upset with anything Ye has said here today, Ye is not the person in Chicago shooting people every night, teenagers, innocent people dying. Ye is not the person in D.C. in Congress selling this country out for decades. Ye is not the person with big pharma that's killed millions of people with their products. It's all come out in court. That still has influence to mandate their products on the people. That's not Ye. Ye is not the one that's lying us into wars where millions of people die and trillions get spent. So for all the backlash, all the huffing and puffing that we're going to see from this interview in the next 48 hours, you're all clowns. You're all clowns. If this interview upsets you, your priorities are so out of whack, and I don't even think you have the capability to enjoy life anymore.
Amen.
And you need to take a serious look and reflection in the mirror.
Well, they're against free will. They're against free open discussion, which shows they're
Go
evil.
Off. I love Owen. He's so hot. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Anyways, not important, but yeah, I loved what he said. Like, I love that little go off moment he had. So that's good. That's all we'll get into for now for this portion of the interview. I do want to go over to this one article and then Twitter, because there's a couple moments that I didn't include right here, because like I wanted to mainly show you like the moments that I thought were like the best, or the moments that I thought were like either funny or like just kind of important, or like the stood out to me. But these, I also wanted to be fair and show you guys the moments that were not so favorable to Ye, and these are the ones that people are going to be talking about the most, and these are the ones that I feel like were most offensive. But like I was saying at the beginning, guys, you know, you have to look a little bit more outside of the box whenever you are hearing Ye and listening to all of these things that he's saying, and don't just take it at face value. Think outside of the box. Think about what he's trying to do here. Think about what's happened to him, all the censorship that's happened to him. And at this point, I think he's just to the end of his edge, and he's like, you know what? I got canceled, you know, for saying DEFCON 3 to the Jews. So why not come on here and say Hitler? So I'm not saying, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not saying that it's good or bad. You know, obviously I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't get on here and say I love Hitler, because I don't. But, you know, I just think we have to like, just look at it a little bit more, look at it a little bit differently.
And stuff too, and get, you know, Ye to eat something or whatever. Me and Nick got something he hasn't eaten yet. And
I stay fasting.
That's right. He won't eat. I'm trying to get him to eat. So I'm like Italian, manja. So we're gonna.
I gotta watch my accounts, because they've been frozen by the Jewish banks. So I need to watch my meals.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis. So I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the frozen.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at.
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look,
I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh man! Well, I have to disagree with that. We'll take breaks and stuff too.
Oh my God! Okay, so I'm just showing you guys these because, like I said, I wanted to be fair and show y'all the good with the bad, and just I wouldn't have included these pieces because I don't consider them to be relevant. But you know. Other people are talking about them, and they're upset.
I think Hitler was a really bad guy, and I repudiate what Hitler did. I understand that the British intelligence set him up and used him.
I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
So tell us, you think Hitler was the good guy in World War II?
I think God says man should not kill. We should not have wars, period.
Right.
None of us should be killing anybody.
Did y'all catch that?
In the streets of Chicago, all violence should stop, and we should all serve Christ. That's what I feel. And I feel like I love everyone accordingly, from all the way from the Balenciagas to the Hitlers.
Let me tell you a story.
Hold on, sir.
Okay.
To Ari Emanuel,
Oh my
to
God.
Jamie Dimon, to the people who, what's that?
Not the Amber Alert. Oh my God. So yeah, so these are like the main things that people are very, very upset about on Twitter, and they are letting it be known, honey. So I just wanted to be fair and show you those things, and just kind of show you guys, to me, like, if you listen to actually what he was saying, he was just trying to say that, like, as a Christian, he loves everyone. And I don't see what's so wrong about that. This is another take that I did like. It was just, I was trying to find the extended clip of this, but all I could find was a stupid, like, 7-second out of context. But I did just want to, like, put this out here as a little nugget, and let's see what you guys think of it.
That's what they want.
This is the future president you're talking to right now.
Oh.
Is Nick your running mate?
He's not old enough.
That's what they want.
Okay, so did we hear that? What do we think about that? Future president, Nick Fuentes? Okay, listen, he's got my vote. I say yes. So let's get into two very different opposing sides of the spectrum here. And let's get into Ben Shapiro first, because he was reading Ben Shapiro down in this interview, and I was there to see it. So I wanted to get to Ben's initial reaction, and of course he was he takes everything so seriously. I feel like that Ben and the Daily Wire had such a great opportunity when Ye first came out and started, like, he did the DEFCON 3 tweet before he even started going, like, really, really hard. I feel like they had such a great opportunity to, like, pull him to the side, like, get with Candace and him, and create this, like, moment of, like, coming together, Jews, blacks, and, like, have this, like, meeting of the minds situation. And it was a lost opportunity. And I mean, I just don't understand, Ben, as a Jew businessman, how did you drop the bag, Ben? I don't get it. Instead, you got butthurt, you got bent out of shape, and you banned him from Daily Wire. And so, what did you think was going to happen? Now he's going to go even harder on you. So, and that's what he's doing. So Ben's initial reaction to the tweet, to the interview was, Ye is clearly suffering from a mental breakdown. It's an act of cruelty to have him on the air at this point. He needs treatment, not a spotlight. Well, that is your opinion, sir. And I did not like, as I was looking for that tweet on his page, he retweeted Matt Walsh. And, Matt Walsh, he's walking on thin ice with me, I feel. I really enjoy Matt Walsh. I agree with most of his takes. But I don't know when he started, like, getting on his knees for the Jewish elite. And especially Ben Shapiro, like, when did they start, like, sucking each other's dicks? I don't know. I find it weird. But he came with his own little spicy tweet that Ben actually retweeted. And he said, if I was an optimistic man, I would at least hope that Kanye West's mental breakdown, first of all, you're rude and disrespectful for not using Ye's legal name, and you're doing that on purpose. People at this point are doing it on purpose. They don't care, and they're trying to be disrespectful, but, that's strike one. Let's at least hope that Kanye West's mental breakdown and self-immolation would persuade conservatives to stop falling madly in love with every celebrity who says one thing they agree with. But I am not an optimistic man. So, well, you got that right. And I think that was okay, no, he said something else. Excuse me. Kanye is a former artistic genius who has been unraveling for years now, pushed and prodded along by people who pretend to be in his corner. It's sad to watch. The whole thing is just sad. And so MAGA originalists said this is rich coming from someone who falls in love with liberals like Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. Just because they say things like, I support free speech and men shouldn't play in women's sports, which is a great point, MAGA originalist. And Matt Walsh said, I have never said anything that could be construed as falling in love with either of these people. But don't let that stop you from making this random, baseless accusation. Actually, it wasn't random or baseless. I think that's a great point that he made, Matt Walsh, and I think you're being disingenuous for not engaging that argument. I think that you're being very unoriginal, you know, with that take, because you got called out on your bullshit, and he actually came with a very good point about you doing the same thing. And so let's just not pretend here that like the whole conservative movement is falling in love with Ye, and just because he says something that that's not what it is. You don't get it. You're one of those people that just don't get it. And you know, I'm not surprised really, because Matt Walsh has been advocating for Ron DeSantis for a long time now. He's kind of reminding me of like Steven Crowder's takes. You know, like at this point, it's like Michael Knowles is like more conservative than Matt Walsh, which is like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? It's like Twilight Zone shit. But he's been like stumping for Ron DeSantis for a long time, trying to say that like we're done with Trump when we were not done with Trump. You know, so I've been kind of like about Matt Walsh, but like most everything else I agree with him on. So it's like it's an inner struggle with me with him. It's just like I just don't like this. I don't like him getting on his knees for Ben Shapiro. It's not cute. Don't agree. So I did also want to highlight Elijah Schaffer, who I've actually been enjoying a lot lately. You know, he got kicked or fired off of Blaze TV, and there was a point where I was not really like watching his show regularly like I had been, because he was still kind of like getting everything together, and I wasn't really sure like what was going on with him. Like he went missing for a while, but I have been enjoying him. He has been going further right, and kind of getting onto the movement of basically it's like a new MAGA movement, I would say. Then just like we're done with the neocon shit. We're done with the ineffective people and leaders that do nothing for our point of view that we are trying to come to fruition. We're trying to see come to fruition in this country. So, you know, it's like the Republican and Conservative Party has a fracture in it, and it's getting bigger and bigger by the day. But I do like what Elijah said here. He said, Ye said he loves everyone and everyone can be healed. I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis. This is going to break the internet and get Alex Jones in trouble. I don't know what you mean by that. Get Alex Jones in trouble. Okay. But he did post this about Ben Shapiro. And let's see what he said just a month ago, guys. Let's see what little Benny Boy had to say just a whole little month ago. Hello? Okay. Oh, that's great. We'd love to see just a
I really don't care about people's response to that. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
Wow. I mean, frankly, it sounds fantastic. Frankly, Kanye sounds much more sane than virtually everybody else in public life.
Yeah, weird.
And again, we are a society that rewards people for twerking in thongs while being 150 pounds overweight. But if you have an artist who creates art in which people sing about God, he did that at a recent show, and where you wear a badge honoring the unborn, and where you say that you do your work on behalf of the Almighty rather than on behalf of the mewling gaggles of foolish press members who seem to be impressed mainly by transgressivism. That's the real crazy, according to the...
I really don't care about people's response to that. I perform for an audience of one.
My, how the tables do turn, don't they? So just a month ago, he was praising Ye, and here he is, a short little month later, saying, you know, he completely changed his tune on Ye. So what changed? What changed, Ben? Just because he said the word Jew? Is that what it was? So he also, down here, was saying how Tim Pool's an NPC, and you're a real... I'm sorry, this was a quote attributed to Ye. And so let's watch this little clip as well. This will be the last thing I guess we'll watch.
You know, you're the legend that is Alex
Hang on.
Tim Pool is the NPC, you know, and you're a real human being. So no one's ever heard of Tim Pool. You know, you're the legend that is Alex Jones, and you were fighting on the front line, and now we're here with you. You got some other superheroes part of the Avengers movie fighting for Christ.
Amen. Love that. And he said, what a fun Thursday. How much fun was that indeed, guys? I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Let me know what y'all think about all of this in the comments, guys. I'm just dying to know. I mean, I would go through Twitter, and but I've been doing that all day, so I'm kind of just like, inundated. So let me know what y'all think. And it was a lot. but you know, I have to say that, you know, there was an underlying point here to be made, and I think they made it, and a lot of people don't get it, and I feel sorry for those people because they have low intelligence, and it's a rough life. It's a rough life for those kind of people. They need to think a little bit more critically outside of the box and just broaden their horizons and understand that it's a new era, okay? Look at these faces. Well, look at one hooded face and 4 other faces. Just look at them. Like, this is what the new age, new era, new right is going to be looking like. And I'm here for it. Like, I really am. You know, there's a lot of good people up there that are making a lot of good points, intelligent points, and all of these men just want to see the country get better, and they want to see our politicians do their job, which is to be taking care of the people of this country and not taking care of people from other countries, or you know, laundering money or tax dollars out, you know, so that they can enrich themselves, you know, things like that, trafficking immigrants, you know, all the shit that we know is going on. And we're sick of it, y'all. So that's why it's hard for conservatives, other conservatives, to jump on board with somebody like DeSantis. You know, we have to shake things up. And so y'all let me know, guys, what did y'all think of that? I enjoyed, you know, that's just me. That's just my little opinion. You know, I'm a yay enjoyer. I am. I'm not going to apologize. So, did he say some crazy, off the wall, you know, wild shit out of his mouth? Absolutely he did. And would it be stuff that I would normally say? No, absolutely not. You know, it's shocking, but I think he, you know, this moment calls for a little bit of awakening, and sometimes the only way to awaken is to shock people, and through shock and awe. So y'all let me know what y'all think, guys. I'm dying to know. And please hit the subscribe button on the way out if you did not do that already. I would so love that. Please. I am begging you. So guys, until next time, thank you for tuning in and clicking on the video, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna finish. La la la,
wait till I get my money right.
Tupac told me back in the days, you know, you had to get your money right, and then you go to war. So I'm going to war.
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
Y'all finally touched the person that's not gonna take it anymore.
You can't tell me nothing.
Okay, can I finish?
Interview adjourned. Peace.